No disrespect to Pittsburgh and New York.
Can only feel the number of people out there being like, what's going on?
But what? Did someone magically know the San Francisco 49ers weren't going to have a sparkling record headed into Week 7?
First and goal. Mahomes flings it.
Super Bowl rematch, which was decided in OT, is not the SNF game.
Right side throw, touchdown!
Hashtag Paul's dead, am I right? Kansas City Chiefs haven't lost a game since. They're on an 11-game win streak in the broad picture, and they come in rested.
Mahomes running all over the place, dives.
Oh, my.
Niners had a few extra days to get ready, too, and at least righted the ship versus Seattle to get back to 500.
And Durendo out in front, down the sideline.
49ers offense back to looking like a Super Bowl-type unit versus Seattle. Brock Purdy back to looking like BCB. Waltzes in off a nice 255-yard, 3 TD, no-pick outing.
Purdy throws, and this time the 49ers pay off.
Bold, conscientious, and boisterous. He rebounded from that dud versus Arizona. Now he gets a Kansas City defense that's held quarterbacks and wide receivers to a 90 rate, so respectable. Their corners, Jalen Watson, Trent McDuffie, Chamari Connor, all sport sub-80 rates.
Somehow comes down with the interception.
That trio squares up with Juwan Jennings, just 27 yards last week. Couple big games on his 2024 resume, though. Brandon Ayuk, 37 yards a week ago. And Debo. Kansas City will need a Craig to deal with Samuel, being he comes in off a 102-yard game plus a TD.
Wide open, making the grab, Samuel!
Then there's Motorhead's bass player. He would have rocked with Lemmy, man. Kansas City has given up a 107 rate to tight ends on the back of 400-plus yards, most in the NFL when they hit their bye. George Kittle, 58 yards a week ago, scored twice.
Great job. That's a matchup you're going to win every time with Kittle there.
And the Chiefs can't let Kittle or Juice score, or someone might get a little jealous about their special lady friends getting all that screen time, right?
That'll seal the deal.
Where is she? Where is she?
One more time.
Be careful, boys. Don't need anyone thinking Fritz Peterson, Mike Kekich. Niners line didn't allow any Hawks to descend on Purdy in their win. However, he faced pressure on 50% of his dropbacks. He averaged 3.2 seconds from snap to throw, which is a long time to hold the ball.
3rd and 1, Purdy fires, open.
He had all that time because the Hawks only sent extra heat 20% of the time, and Purdy hasn't been great versus the blitz this year. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks, a sub-90 rate. Kansas City DC Steve Spagnuolo is a blitzer. He's done so 34% of the time, 6% higher than the league average. Chris Jones leads the team with 3 sacks.
Gets sacked back at the 41. Chris Jones.
Those dudes up front also have a heavy rush workload in front of them. Assuming San Francisco has backs healthy enough to toke it, they hope the extra time off allows Jordan Mason to heal. He got hurt last week. He's been a beast for them in CMC's stead. Only 9 carries versus Seattle, but 8.1 a run, 73 yards.
Breaking tackles. There goes Mason.
If they do have to go with the guy behind the guy who's behind the guy, it's that Isaac Guadendo kid that sealed the game with a 76-yarder. Whoever it is, Nick Bolton will be waiting. Kansas City's rush defense has held running backs to a low 3.1 a run.
Bolton, he sees it the entire way, and he comes out and he makes a big tackle on Kamara.
Chiefs O-face, of course, not fueled by the ground game. They rely on the skies most of the time. Mr. Patrick Mahomes, the pilot. 49ers defense up against an offense middle of the pack in points per game. Mahomes, 6 INTs against 6 TDs. That's not good. Close to 250 yards per game, but doing enough in the moments that seem to matter.
Over the middle, wide open, Kelsey again.
Won't have an easy time blowing up versus San Francisco's secondary. They picked off Geno Smith twice, just 6 yards per attempt, sub-70 rate. He came into that game slinging it well, too.
Dancing in the pocket, picked off by Green.
Now, the 49ers did give up 65 yards to tight end Noah Fant, and their 110.7 rate allowed to the position is found in the same neighborhood as Kansas City's defense is, which means this could be quite the tight end game. Ever heard of Travis Kelce? Close to 5 catches a game, only 45 yards per game. Slow start to the year. His last 2 contests, though, he was starting to wake up.
When Kelsey's got the ball, you never know who might end up with it at the end of a play.
If he scores, he has a long way to go to give the ball away. Like I'd sit down there with all those commoners. Will Kansas City's passing attack have some more juju to it? Smith-Schuster going for 130 yards last time out as he hopes to re-inherit the WR1 role with Rashee Rice out.
Mahomes finds him, a big play right right when Kansas City needed it.
There's the X-Wing to chase too. Couple touchdowns for Xavier Worthy so far, averaging a couple catches per 35 yards per game.
This is Worthy, floated to perfection.
49ers can get Justin Watson too, but the 49ers are especially tough on wideouts, holding them to a 77 rate. Their play on the back end, aided by Nick Bosa and company up front, they only bagged Geno once. Bosa abused their tackles though, just never sealed the deal. They have a healthy enough 16 sacks for the year, above average pressure rate.
Nick Bosa, he has been a force tonight.
Getting to Mahomes, not easy. He's only faced pressure 26% of the time. All of his linemen hit their by, at, or under the average for pressure allowed by their respective positions. Jawan the Laundry King Taylor better by 2%, in case you wonder why they live with the yellow.
I mean, he's all the way down he just won't let up.
When the Chiefs do run, Fred Warner and his mates. They held Kenneth Walker to 2.3 a carry, have held backs to 4 a run for the year. Now they have to try and stop Kareem Hunt, 4.2 a carry, 85 yards per game in his 2 games back. Plenty effective if he keeps that up.
You get that kind of movement in the offensive line, you're going to pick up a lot of yards.
If you're wondering, Week 11, that's when the NFL can start Mark Wahlberging the schedule. He still works out at 3 a.m. every day, right? If I'm up at 3 a.m., it's not to flex, unless I'm flexing one last late-night beverage, you know what I mean? Flex your knowledge of this game in the comments section. Our panel of 10 will flex their picks on this final screen.